Linux Mint running in Hyper-V on Windows 11 for absolute beginners. So there is a lot of talk about switching from Windows to Linux. And this video I'm just going to show you real fast how you can install a virtual machine on your Windows system without too much hassle. You don't have to download too many different things. First of all, you got to search for turn Windows features on or off. And then you got to tick this Hyper-V tick right here. And when that's done, you got to restart your computer. So after you restarted your computer, you can search for the Hyper-V manager and open it. Your windows look kind of like this. And here you can click on, you can create a new machine. Just click here. And already Windows suggests a couple of different types of Linux machines you can install here. Ubuntu, different variants of Ubuntu. You can also download your own Linux distro if you want to try something else than Ubuntu. I'm going to show you here which Linux I like to install. It's the one that's called Linux Mint. Oh, I spelled it wrong, but anyway, you get the point. Linux Mint. And we can just click on the download button. And there are a couple of different versions of Linux Mint. There is, let's scroll down here. There's the LMDE version and the normal Linux Mint version, which is the recommended one. And I would just go with the recommended one. The other one here, it runs on something called Debian, and this one runs on something called Ubuntu. You don't really have to worry too much about that, but I would go with the with this recommended one that runs on Ubuntu. And if you're a beginner, I would definitely go for the Cinnamon edition. But if you don't have that many resources on your system, if it's kind of a small system, you have a small computer, you could also go for the XFCE edition, which is more lightweight. Or you could go for the Mate edition, which is also even more lightweight. Or I think maybe they're kind of the same, but yeah, in terms of resources. But let's download the Cinnamon edition. I just click here and it starts. Oh, yeah. When you click there, you're prompted to choose a mirror. Where do you want to download it from? And it can be any mirror, really. I'm just going to go with the world one. But you could also choose one close to you if you want it to be a little bit faster, maybe. But it doesn't matter which one you click on, and then it'll start download. And as you can see, it's kind of a big file. It's 2.8 gigabytes, so it'll take a little bit. After it has finished downloading, you can go back to the Hyper-V manager and click on local installation source. And here you can click on change installation source. And since we're not installing a Windows machine, we're going to untick this little box right here. And here I can choose my Linux Mint file that I just downloaded from the internet and click open. So now we should be ready to create this virtual machine. Let's just click create virtual machine and let Hyper-V finish it up. All right, and after that we can connect to it. All right, it asks us to start the machine. Yes, we'll start it. Okay, and this menu is the boot menu of Linux Mint. And we don't have to do anything here. We can just choose the top option here. Just click on enter and it'll start booting Linux Mint. Now that we're inside Linux Mint, we have the option to install Linux Mint. So what happened is that right now we basically just booted up from kind of like what you could consider being a DVD or a CD or maybe a USB stick. The operating system is actually not installed yet on the virtual machine. So what we do is we double click on the install Linux Mint image here, and then we go through the installation guide. It'll take a little bit, and there's a couple of things you have to type in or punch in, but it's very, very easy. So I'm gonna go with an English machine with an English keyboard. You can choose any keyboard, any language keyboard here, but if you're watching this video, you're probably also interested in the English language keyboard. I'm gonna click continue, And you can choose to install media codexes. So this is basically if you wanna, there are some proprietary things that are needed to display certain websites and certain video formats. So if you plan on using Linux Mint for watching videos and things like that, you might want to install these multimedia codexes. It doesn't take that much longer, so you might as well just install them. All right, and here it sounds very dramatic that it's gonna erase and install Linux Mint. But what we have set up is a virtual machine, so it's not gonna install or erase your actual Windows. It's gonna erase the virtual disk that we have set up with Hyper-V. So you're fine here. Just choose erase disk and install Linux Mint. All right, it's warning us now that it's gonna write the changes to the disk. That's fine. Okay, so we gotta change our time zone here. And I'm just gonna click continue because I'm in Athens, and then you have to punch in your name or a name for the computer here, and I'm just gonna write it. I'm just gonna call it Tube, and it then comes up with a computer name, Tube Virtual Machine. That's fine, and it also picks my username as being Tube. That's fine. All right, and I'm just gonna make a really easy password right here. And you can then choose if you want it to log in automatically or you want it to require a password whenever you log in. So that's up to you. I'm gonna leave it as it is right here. I'm gonna just click continue. It's now gonna download a bunch of files or copy them from the installation media onto the virtual machine and install them, and that's gonna take a little bit of time, but get a cup of coffee and sit back and relax and wait for it to be over. Yeah, just press enter. All right, we're immediately booting right into the machine, and we gotta type in our password. And here we go. So this is the welcome screen when you boot into Linux Mint for the first time, and you can read it, but I normally just click don't show this on startup and then close it down. So now we have the possibility to change the settings and do different things on the machine. And we could just, for the fun of it, try and set a different resolution. It might not, yes, keep these changes. It might not show a resolution that you really are comfortable with. Let's try a different one here. So this looks kind of better to my screen. It's a little bit of a challenge to record this at the same time as doing this installation. Now it looks pretty nice, and you can fool around with your settings. But then there is a couple of things that you have to do when you have just installed Linux. You can try it out now if you want to. You can click on the menu here and you can search for an application. There's already a bunch of applications installed here. There's a lot of Office related programs. But what I want to show you is that you gotta basically go down here and click on this update manager, because that needs to be, the update manager needs to be updated in the beginning when you use Linux Mint. So I'm just gonna click OK and apply the update, and then type in my password, and here we go. So these things needs to be done before you can finish your installation. And there, as you can see, there is a lot of things that needs to be installed after we have updated the update manager. And also it asks us if we want to switch to a local mirror. And I recommend that you say yes, let's switch to a local mirror. You don't have to, but you can. If you click yes, you'll be prompted with this menu, and then when you click up here, you will see that this list kind of propagates, and it'll show you where is the quickest mirror or the fastest mirror. So I can choose this one, which is in Bulgaria. Actually, it is the quickest one for me. I'll choose that one. And also I choose both of these. You don't have to worry about what these are, but this is where the updates are coming from. They're coming from this part of the distribution and another part of the distribution. And when I talk about distribution, it's the distribution of Linux Mint. All right. So again, we will have, and this time around, my faceted mirror is from Macedonia. Let's choose that one. Okay, and then we can apply the update to the apt cache. And that is fine. Let's do that. Or cache. I don't know how to pronounce this. I'm not a native English speaker, but after that, we should have a pretty quick connection to the Linux server. And we have to update all of these packages right here. And packages is just the language that the lingo that Linux uses for application. They call it packages. Instead of applications, but I mean, a lot of people say applications, but as you can see here, it's installing packages. So now the updates are being applied, and after that, we are good to go, basically. All right, so now that it's finished, it asks us to reboot the system. And just for the sake of this video, I'm gonna close the update manager and then go here to show you how to basically, I mean, this is a super beginner's guide, but this is how you restart your system. I'm gonna shut it down so that I can show you in Hyper-V again how to enable it again. So now the system is shut off, but your virtual machine is right here. And you can right click on it, and then you can click start the machine, and then afterwards you click on connect. It's a little bit weird, but that's how this works. So you click start the machine. Do you want to No, we do not want to revert. We just want to continue. This is kind of the system. Hyper-V kind of saves a version of Linux that was earlier, but we don't want to do that. We just want to start it up. And then we click connect to this system. And here we are. I'm gonna type in my password and open the machine back up. And as you can see, it's a virtual machine, so it runs in a window. But when I click maximize the window, it looks like this is the entire screen. And basically now we're done. And the system is ready to go. And in the future, you will have to click on this update manager and check by clicking on refresh if there are any updates that needs to be installed. And if there are any updates, I would just recommend you click on install updates and type in your password and let it run. So that's basically how you get Linux Mint running in Hyper-V on Windows 11 for absolute beginners. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you back in the next episode of this Linux Beginner's Guide.